Welcome back to Real vs. TV Drama. Today, we're diving into one of the most famous dynasties in the world, the British royal family, and comparing it to its Netflix counterpart, The Crown. This series has drawn millions of viewers with its lavish storytelling and royal drama. But how accurate is it? Let's break down the real lives behind the scenes and see where The Crown stays true and where it takes creative license. Queen Elizabeth II, the monarch and the person. We are going to start with Queen Elizabeth II herself, the longest reigning British monarch, whose life story is the backbone of the crown. The show takes us through Elizabeth's journey from a young princess suddenly thrust onto the throne to a queen navigating family tensions and political crises. In the series, Elizabeth is often shown grappling with the weight of her role, torn between personal feelings and royal duty. And historically, this portrayal holds up well. Elizabeth was indeed a young mother when she became queen in 1952. She was just 25, with little preparation for the sudden responsibility. The Crown captures her dedication, but the show occasionally portrays her as cold and distant, especially with her children. While Elizabeth did prioritize duty over personal life, accounts from family and friends suggest a more complex and affectionate side than we often see on screen. Prince Philip, the man behind the throne. Next, we have Prince Philip, the Queen's consort. In The Crown, Philip is depicted as outspoken, sometimes rebellious, and often struggling with the limitations of his role. His frustration with being second to the Queen is a key theme. This portrayal aligns with historical accounts. Philip had to give up his naval career and adjust to a life in Elizabeth's shadow, and he wasn't always thrilled about it. But the series amplifies these frustrations, sometimes suggesting he resented the Queen herself. In reality, while Philip was known for his independence and occasional controversial remarks, he was deeply committed to supporting Elizabeth and took his role seriously, if reluctantly. What The Crown doesn't show enough of is Philip's achievements outside his royal duties. He modernized the monarchy, championed environmental causes, and was heavily involved in the Duke of Edinburgh's award. The series captures his challenges well but occasionally overlooks his contributions. Princess Margaret, the royal rebel. Princess Margaret, the Queen's younger sister, is one of the Crown's most fascinating characters. Known for her glamorous yet troubled life, Margaret's storyline focuses on her struggles with royal restrictions, especially her doomed romance with Group Captain Peter Townsend. Historically, Margaret's love for Townsend was indeed thwarted by royal protocol and the Church of England, since Townsend was a divorced man. In real life, this was a heartbreaking decision for Margaret, who ultimately chose her royal duties over her personal happiness, just as The Crown shows. But the show tends to paint Margaret as perpetually tragic, often exaggerating her rebellious nature and loneliness. While Margaret did experience hardship and scandal, she also had a complex personality that The Crown simplifies, sometimes turning her into a caricature of a royal wild child. Margaret was deeply devoted to her sister, and the two shared a close bond not always emphasized in the series. The monarchy and politics. The Crown doesn't just explore the royal family's internal drama. It also dives into the monarchy's relationship with British politics. This includes the Queen's interactions with prime ministers from Winston Churchill to Margaret Thatcher. While it's true that Elizabeth had regular private meetings with her prime ministers, the series takes liberties by adding tension and dramatizing these relationships. For instance, the Queen's rivalry with Margaret Thatcher is exaggerated in the show. Historically, the Queen maintained a respectful distance, keeping her opinions out of public view. However, The Crown uses these fictionalized interactions to highlight the shifting power dynamics between a traditional monarchy and a modern government. The Charles and Diana saga. Prince Charles and Princess Diana's relationship is arguably one of the most talked about elements in both real life and The Crown. The show portrays their marriage as a tragic union filled with love, betrayal, and public spectacle. The series captures the pressure and scrutiny that Diana faced after marrying Charles. The real Diana was indeed deeply affected by her public life, and was beloved for her compassion and authenticity. But the Crown presents her and Charles as antagonists almost from the beginning, while their marriage was undeniably fraught. Friends and biographers describe more nuanced dynamics, especially early on. Another heavily dramatized aspect is Charles' relationship with Camilla Parker Bowles. While it's true that they remained close, the Crown suggests Charles was almost entirely indifferent to Diana from the start. In reality, Charles and Diana both entered the marriage with optimism, and only later did their differences and external pressures drive them apart. The modern royals, William, Harry, and the legacy. Although the Crown hasn't yet covered the lives of Prince William, Prince Harry, and their modern royal families, the show's themes foreshadow the issues they face today. From media scrutiny to public expectation, the younger royals are grappling with challenges similar to those portrayed in The Crown. The real-life royal family is evolving. Prince William and Kate have embraced their roles, while Prince Harry and Meghan's departure from royal duties mirrors the very tension between tradition and personal freedom that The Crown explores so well. Conclusion: real versus real. How accurate is The Crown? So, how accurate is The Crown? While it draws from real events, it's essential to remember that the series is a dramatized retelling, designed to entertain as much as it is to inform. Many personal conversations and emotions are speculative, filling in gaps with imagined conflicts or exaggerating real ones. The Crown gives us a fascinating glimpse into the lives of the British royal family, but it's best viewed as an inspired version of history, not a documentary. In the end, the British monarchy's true story is complex and nuanced, perhaps even more intriguing than fiction. Thanks for watching Real vs. Real. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments which royal you'd like to see us cover. Until next time.